I'm going to explain about what is ESG digital transformation and what is there related to cybersecurity. And also this include privacy protection. Okay, so there are many different type of the definition of the digital transformation, and I'm going to talk about actually the ESG digital transformation that I developed this term because digital transformation and ESG and separate topic that each topic have their own like a category and definition, but I look at this ESG side. I'm a 30 years experience in IT industry. So I look at the both sides, and then what will be the top priority in enterprise and society and the government? That's ESG. And then also what will be the like a typical trend? The most priority trend after COVID-19 is a digital transformation. So this ESG digital transformation will be the like the most priority that have a like a priority in business and then industry and society and government. So I developed this terminology and I defined by that ESG digital transformation is the integration of the digital technology. So digital technology means like, for example, the AI, blockchain, IoT, and other like a supporting technology like the big data science, and telecommunication like a 5G, and then digital infrastructure like data center, cloud computing. So there will be the they put in the cyber world into all physical domain of ESG. So ESG later the traditional like the physical world can integrate with this cyber world to what? To transform the business and industry operation and value creation fundamentally. So fundamentally, they change the business and industry operation and value creation by forming intelligent cyber physical interaction system. So this is a little bit more technical because I'm a technologist. I'm also doing business, but my background is technology PhD, and then I've been in the IT industry for 30 years. So this is my definition. They're more technical, but they will be drive the business. And also, I'm going to talk about the artificial intelligence, blockchain, Internet of Things that are three big topics that actually I have an expertise. And then there will be catalyst for the ESG digital transformation. So they are related to like a first generation, like a revolution. So for example, that the Claude Schwab that proposed like the first industrial revolution, and then they talk about what is driving technology by this, like artificial intelligence and the blockchain Internet of Things will be driving this fourth industrial revolution. So what is happening now in technology breakthrough with the self-learning machine? This is an AI can analyze big data from business and from data-fied real world. So IoT role with the datafication, and then for insight, and then leftly, and then they communicate through the 5G and objectively in a trust way using blockchain for human beings to create economic value. So this will be the one like reference definition of the what will be the fourth industrial revolution here. And then what will be there related to ESG? So for example, this is World Economic Forum to propose this one.
Technology is disrupting most areas of our lives, so it's no surprise it's changing environmental advocacy. We've seen the emergence of technologies that help people drive change by making problems visible and actionable. The environmental community stands at the cusp of a major transformation. We call it the fourth wave of environmental innovation. The fourth wave levels the playing field. It supercharges partnerships, strong science, and cutting-edge economics. It's innovation that gives people the power to take action.
Reducing emissions of methane from the oil and gas sector is one of the most promising climate action strategies that we have. It is technologically feasible. It's incredibly cost effective.
What it entails is simply finding and fixing leaks along the natural gas supply chain.
There's a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs to create a new generation of lower-cost methane detection units.
This is a good combination of technology readiness as well as a real-world application.
I define sustainability in agriculture as the coming together of both environmentally friendly practices intersecting with the economic realities of running a business. Having everybody aligned in the chain is huge.
Companies like Smithfield, for example, are now cutting supply chain greenhouse gas emissions. Part of Smithfield's goal is to reduce fertilizer waste on farms, and precision agricultural tools provide pinpoint measurement for maximum yields.
I am incredibly optimistic about the future of agriculture. Never before has data and technology been so aligned to where we can start capturing information from our farm that we've never been able to.
What makes airborne pollutants so dangerous is that they are not always visible to the human eye. Typically, urban air quality is measured by one stationary monitor.
There are technologies out there that can do a better job of providing a more robust picture of air quality at a local or regional level. We also see that communities are starting to support monitoring efforts in their own neighborhoods.
This air pollution information is new knowledge we've never had before, essentially making the invisible visible. People can become more aware of what's happening on the ground. They're able to take action and implement solutions.
The momentum is building. Satellites that can track emissions from space, data analytics that reveal previously hidden patterns, and artificial intelligence that help us combat overfishing. Tech innovators, business leaders, and local citizens can all explore the power of fourth wave coalitions. When technology and analytics are used to shape smart policy, rein in free riders, and reward corporate responsibility, the result will be positive change that lets people and nature prosper.
Okay, so what is cybersecurity matters? So this is the one typical example that in the Microsoft keynote in CES, Consumer Electronics Show in year 2021, this year. So this will be the very special because most of the keynote in CES will relate to technology and their business model and new innovation. But this year CES keynote by Microsoft, actually this Microsoft President Brad, he is a lawyer. So he's a chief legal officer in Microsoft. Actually, like me, I'm technologist. Also, I PhD in technology. Also, I attended law school. I'm a New York State attorney. So he was in a Microsoft technology company for a long time as a lawyer. So he delivered the message that what will be the focus in digital technology. He focused about the security, cybersecurity, and privacy, and sustainability. So what does it mean? The most important part of the enterprise management and innovation is sustainability. This is related to ESG, and especially for cybersecurity and privacy. So this is the one that typically indicate what is the superior, the important to the enterprise, this ESG and security, cybersecurity, and privacy. So I'm not going to see all of this video because it's more than 20 minutes, but here is a site link so you can see later. So I'm going to briefly talk about—
There's a darker side as well, because even as computing creates all of this promise, there are new perils arising as well. And governments, quite rightly, increasingly are asking us as an industry, not only what they think they should do, but what they expect us to do too. The issues are critical. They span privacy and cybersecurity, digital safety, and sometimes just the loss of control that people or communities or countries may feel they face. Think about the recent holiday season. It was dominated not just by COVID and Christmas, but by cybersecurity issues as well. We all learned about the first victim, a company called SolarWinds, and how that attack spread from one company to other companies and to governments and other nations around the world. And here too, I think there are some important insights that we can draw from the history of our industry and the issues that have emerged. Because as our industry was maturing initially in the 1980s, cybersecurity first burst onto the scene as well. Interestingly, it was first an issue that people thought about as something likely to involve a teenager in a bedroom, and for good reason. Literally, that was the first image that people saw. Because in the 1980s, the world was asking a question. It was a question that I learned about from the movies. The question was, shall we play a game?
Okay, then I'm going to talk about today's main topic, the cybersecurity and privacy protection in ESG specifically. Okay, so ESG cybersecurity and privacy, what is matters? So for example, that I already talked about the BlackRock, the world's largest investment management company. They talk about the cybersecurity is a top ESG concern for institutional investors. So they're going to take care of when they choose their portfolio company, they're going to be like a top priority will be cybersecurity. So this is one. And also the Harvard Business School corporate governance article about after COVID-19 more focused on in social matter, especially for related to data and IT securities. And also like here is like a news media talk about that the ESG matter will be the bring your next funding round. Even in the big company or the year like a startup, like now recently venture capital also consider when they're choosing their like investing portfolio company about whether their company relate to ESG management compliance or relate to ESG innovation. Also here is like for example the return on trust recently the cost of the cybersecurity breach is not just for the losing of their data or their intellectual property. The most significant is lose their trust, their relations with their customers. So return on trust will be the most significant part to take care of the investment and then take care of your cybersecurity and privacy protection. And also like it's like a reputational damage and cyber risk go hand in hand. So this is the most important topic why you should consider the most priority in an ESG management as cybersecurity and privacy protection. And also there is a trend in the ESG management and ESG investment side about also should we take care about this cybersecurity matter as a governance. So this means that the top executive board members should be the part of their effort in cybersecurity and privacy protection. So usually that nearly every like public enterprise and mid-sized company, some of the company, because of their relation with the shareholder, stakeholder, and then their investors, they publish annually, they relate to how they are well performed in ESG related matters. So they call ESG reporting. So there are several, still there is no any global standard, the unified standard about how you report, disclose your ESG matters. But here is some example that the well developed the guideline and reporting standard by SASB, Sustainability Accounting Standard Board, and then GRI, Global Reporting Initiative. So, but still the ESG cybersecurity and the privacy measures is very limited. So for example, they only have a cover in a small section about the customer privacy. So address about the risk related to like how you can use and then collect, use, and then about the like personal identifiable information. This is personal privacy information, and then how you can protect this personal information. So they are all just relate personally related, privacy related data protection as a cybersecurity matters, but the cybersecurity matter is much broader than this. And then also there is a GRI reporting standard that talk about the customer privacy, that they need to like provide this information in their ESG reporting. So, but only few the standards are still developed. So compared to the importance of the ESG cybersecurity and privacy issue to this very limited and very small number of the standard actually available to exploit. So here is something that there is some, for example, actually I analyzed for several industry about how they consider the cybersecurity and privacy issues in among other like ESG matters. So I calculate this one using that I developed my machine learning big data analytic program. So I gather every company in different industries ESG report, and then I analyzed this data to get this one. And for AI divided by this is the one I introduced in the ESG knowledge map. So I analyze what portion that they actually put into their effort in the reporting, disclose their ESG performance, ESG effort. So this is one automotive industry, and then here you can see that still this matter is a very small portion compared to other portion, like for example human cares, and then business relationship management, actually the very significant, but compared to that, this cybersecurity and privacy issue is with a very small part. And then also this the percentage of this considering this ESG and privacy protection part will be different for different industries. So I did like for example automotive and also financial. The financial area more measure, not much, but more measured than compared to other industries, like for example the cybersecurity price measure, because they handling like a very like financially critical personal data, like a credit information or something like that, bank transaction information. So this industry more considered, but still very small portion. And then also you can think of high tech, like for example like a Netflix or the Amazon, that they have an e-commerce site and they utilizing customers. They customer put their information and they gather information and they use for their marketing. So they need to be considered this issue, but still very small portion. And also like a retail, they deal with like a customer like data, but still like for example like Walmart have something Costco, Walmart, everyday retail, they consider their like customers the data, but still also very small portion. So this implies that we need to develop the some standard that how you actually report your performance in cybersecurity and privacy protection measures. So here is one some research paper by the cyber resiliency reporting, and also they are related to like United Nations and then PLI, stepping up governance on cybersecurity matters. So here is one example that what kind of things that you need to be report, disclose related to cybersecurity and privacy protection. So this is not global standard. Actually, this is one example form. Might be this kind of information will be the guideline to when you prepare your ESG report for the cybersecurity and privacy to make a more measure, more like a review. So for example, legal compliance, that whether they are complying with the legal compliance. I'm going to show some what kind of the legal like regulation the available in all over the world, and then also policy like that's the company publicly disclose privacy and data protection policy, and then the senior management involvement, and then they should be accountable. They should be taken responsible for these cybersecurity matters like data breach or something like that, and then board, and also like they need to be communicated in the everyday operation, and then they need to be hire the high skilled cybersecurity manpower, and also they allocate the like enough budget to set up the infrastructure and system for the cybersecurity and privacy protection, and then also like a personal training, and then how they actually assess these matters, and then also they have like a specific strategy like a business continuity and risk management. This is one example that can be included in the standard reporting format. So here is one example that what kind of the regulation. This is most related to personal data, personal information protection. So for example, and then recently the South Korea is a Personal Information Protection Act, very similar to GDPR in Europe, and also in the United States have like a healthcare like a protection act, HIPAA, and other like a privacy act. And also in the United States, every state have some kind of the like a cybersecurity and then privacy protection law at the state level. And then finally, this is one actually my proposal that what kind of thing actually you need to include and how you can develop this kind of the cybersecurity and ESG reporting related to ESG reporting. So this is my idea, and then I'm also working on it, so still in progress. That I'm going to want to join if you are interested in this field. This will be the very big hot topic that there are many standard like development bodies related to ESG reporting, and then there is a trend that they are going to unify, and then this issue will be the very significant. And then this will require the join like you, that the cybersecurity and privacy expert, to join what is the best way to reveal. And this is my suggestion that what kind of the cybersecurity and privacy reporting standard should be included, then how you can develop based on it should be transparent. So they provide transparency for stakeholders. And then they need to be community information sharing. So information sharing among community is very important for preventing other similar events. And then also should be based on data for objectively measurable performance and avoiding greenwashing. So this will be the most important topic if you're in ESG field, because for example, self-boasting, greenwashing, because recently there was a news media like a cover about this greenwashing. So the many companies actually they express that they are conforming this ESG policy and regulation. Also, they are like put into their effort and like top management in doing some ESG strategic management, but actually not. So they just boasting, and then they try to attract from the investors, and also tell the stakeholders they are doing, but actually not. So there should be some objective way to measure their performance, and maybe one way is like the legal compliance. For example, SEC like they compliance about the like a publicly trade company. They provide annually they're like a 10K for what their business management their operation or something like that. But other ways to like the industry-wise collaboration to develop these standards. So this kind of thing. And then what is matter is actually I talk about in my previous ESG webinar that actually there are many companies there are out there. There are many like performance measure like evaluation company. They provide every year about what company doing what. So they scoring the performance ESG, but in actually that if you look at the like backwards looking, then there was many cases actually that have a high score but actually was not. So in a more sophisticated investors, you should be take care about that objectively measure. They want to objectively measure and then quantifiable that how their performance. So this will be the that I'm interested in the digital transformation based on digital technology, because digital technology can provide some objective measure based on data. So this will be the most important topic. And also should be inclusive, because the cybersecurity price matter is not just company, but also relate to like uptown supply chain and business partners. So there are many cases actually that this cybersecurity breach happen through the supply chain or the business partners. So this should be inclusive. And also just enough disclosure detail not to be exploited by the adversaries. So here is my hint for how you can develop. If you are in cybersecurity area, you are pretty much familiar with this CISA Cyber Resilience Review plus NIST Cybersecurity Framework. So they talk about 10 domains about how you can be cybersecurity resilience. So SM management, and then for example, incident management, risk management. So based on this topic, and then integrate with this framework. So for example, how you do like in the cybersecurity, like identify, protect, detect, respond, and then recover. So this is one example that how you can use this two good examples in the cybersecurity area, put into combined with this ESG matter to produce cybersecurity and privacy reporting standard development in ESG area. So this is one actually this is my main topic that I talk about today. So from ESG management and then investment, and then what is the ESG cover, and then what is matter, and then what is the ESG digital transformation, and then the focus will be the cybersecurity and privacy protecting will be the first priority in ESG, and then you need to like how you can do this ESG related reporting. And then here is my research up to now, and then I'm going to be ongoing this research that how you can provide some very good globally standard reporting standard.